Hello and welcome to the show, and welcome to another 2x2 Napoleonics. It's the 9th of October 1805 and the Battle of Gunzburg. As a prelude to the Battle of Ulm, French forces attempt to seize a bridgehead over the Danube. The Austrian column is tasked with securing the bridges to make their escape. However, on the arrival of the French, the Austrians start to dismantle the bridges. The battlefield is dominated by the river Danube towards the top of the picture here. The town of Gunzburg is to the south. There are 3 bridges that cross the Danube marked here, with the 2 marked red being dismantled and unable to cross at the moment. At the start of the scenario, the French have already managed to force their way onto the island across one of the bridges. The Austrian division, bizarrely under a commander called D'Aspray, are located here. They have 2 brigades and artillery support defending each of the bridges, with some light cavalry in support over to the east of Gunzburg. A brigade of reinforcements can arrive from the southwest from turn 5. The French division under the command of Malher will start the game with 1 brigade on the island. Their 2nd brigade will arrive towards the end of the day on the easternmost bridge. So each turn will be 1 hour. It is 11 AM at the start of the game. The French are on the island, but the southern bridge is dismantled. French engineers can attempt to repair the bridge with a 1-dice-6 roll, 6 on the first attempt, and the second turn at 5 or 6, third turn at 4, 5, 6, etc. The other French brigade on their left flank will arrive by 4 PM, i.e. turn 5, and find the Austrians have repaired the eastern bridge. Incredibly, this actually occurred and was ordered by General Mack, who'd come over to this position after General D'Aspray had been captured by the French. Right, enough of that, on with the battle. The village of Gunzburg, D'Aspray's headquarters just to the north of that. His 1st brigade defending the bridge on the western side of the village. That's the brigade commander there. And on the right hand side his other brigade defending the bridge here. They're of lesser quality, so they'll have -1 in melee. But in support of them are the 2 light cavalry units here. This one is Lancers, and they may get a +2 bonus when they're in melee against disrupted troops if they get there. The Austrians also have another brigade coming along the road at 4 o'clock. So the French have already made their way onto the island here. Got Malher, the divisional commander, on the right and the brigade commander on the left of the road as we look, and the engineers are trying to mend that bridge so they can get across it. You can't ford the river. Further to the east is the other brigade that is advancing and will be on this bridge at 4 o'clock, so same time as the Austrians get their reinforcements. It's 11 o'clock, it's turn 1. The French will have the initiative. They're on the island. First thing they're going to do is see if the engineers can sort the bridge out. They need a 6, which they don't get, so they're still trying to mend that under fire. There'll be no movement from the French, but from a shooting perspective, I'm going to allow everybody to fire with muskets up to 2 inches range. In the rules it is 1 inch. It's going to be -1 for anything over 1 and under 2 inches at long range. And the reason I'm doing this is because there were reports of musket fire across the Danube here, and it did cause some problems. They will have to get a 6 to do anything of any use, but I think that's fair. So the Austrians will fire, starting with this unit here. So it's going to be -1 for long range, but +1 for first fire. So that is 4, no effect. This unit, no effect. And this unit, 6 is target disrupted. Well, it might just slow them down a bit. The artillery will fire. That'll be a +1. So 5, so they are also, no, so they'll be pinned. I'm using slightly different markers for being pinned and disrupted other than firing. Oh, before I forget, we've got another battery here. They will fire at these. And they're on a +2 because the target is disrupted and it's their first fire. 7, and they will rout. On a roll of 1 or 2, they're destroyed. No. So away they go. I'm going to put them over the other side of the bridge. Now the French will fire back at 0, no effect. At 5, so they're pinned. Well, they're pinned anyway because of firing. And no effect on the artillery. Great pools of smoke drift across the Danube as the muskets crash out across the water. Right, turn 2. It is now midday. The French will move. They can't really do a lot at the moment. They can get this unit moving in, but they're in the way. Now they'll rally. Well, the brigade commander actually will move over here to help rally this unit. So we need a 5, and they get it, so they're okay. Turn them around. And this unit here will need 5 as well. And they don't get it, so they remain disruptive, but it doesn't really affect anything at the moment. Right, the Austrians will continue to fire. Now this time they're -1. No first fire. No effect. No effect. No effect. The artillery, 0. No effect. And these, firing at these. 6. Is target disrupted. Could have done with that earlier. Straight back to the French for firing. They will fire at those. No effect. Next. No effect. Your 5 is, yeah, no, it's -1, it's 4. And these chaps here, they can still fire. 6, right. Well, it's -1, so they pin the artillery. They're already pinned. So actually the French can't do anything at the moment. And that is the end of turn. Turn 3, 1 PM. French engineers are still at it. They need a 4 or above, and they don't get it. Right, French movement. Brigade commander will come back here. He'll try and support this unit here, and this unit will go back to the bank there, and this unit will come onto the bridge. They need to be rallied. They get a +1, which negates the disruption. They need a 5. They remain disrupted. So the Austrians will fire. I think we've worked out that these can't actually do anything now because they get a -1 and the target's already pinned. However, this is a different proposition. The artillery are on 0. They're firing against a disrupted target, so they get +1. Yeah, these are on net 0. 4, no effect. And these artillery are firing at 0. Now 6. They are disrupted again. Austrian move. Well, again, nothing much happening, so I think they'll just stay there. It's the French firing, but they can't do anything because they're only going to pin them, and they're already pinned, so no effect from them, and no melees. End of turn. This is a bit of a stalemate here on the island, apart from the fact that the French have taken some heavy casualties, or certainly disruption from the guns mainly, and that's a bit dangerous for them. 2 PM. Engineers. 3s. Right, the bridge is repaired. However, the only unit that can move at the moment is this unit. Goes straight across the bridge. You get +1 for road, so they can go 4 inches. Is this the breakthrough? It puts them in contact with the artillery. I'll also put the brigade commander with that unit. The French infantry charge across the bridge into the artillery, into the teeth of canister. The rest of them can't move because they're pinned, but I need to rally these. So they're -1, they're -1. They need a 6 to rally. No. And no. That's a shame because the commander had moved. Well, obviously I've got the divisional commander here. Perhaps I should have moved him across, but there we are, I forgot that. Austrian firing. Now there are schools of thought that you can fire as the enemy closes, and I think that's what I'm going to allow for this game. I didn't do it before, but I think it's fair. So they'll fire at close range at the infantry advancing with canister, and they'll just get a +1. Oh no, 7. Target routes. That is a disaster. 1 to 2, the unit is destroyed. They are destroyed. Bang. Does the brigade commander get it as well? 1 and 2 he does. No, so he escapes. So he'll scuttle back over the bridge and go with one of his other units. Well done, the artillery. Right, again, no movement from the Austrians. The firing from the French will be ineffective and no melees to resolve. So it's the end of turn. Not good for the French. Right, it's now 3 PM.
The only unit the French can move is this unit here. They are going to move. And a bit of cross country there, so they can't get 4 inches, so they'll go there. Again, the brigade commander, I think you'll have to stay there and help rally these. Right, so they need a 5. They got 4 with the divisional commander, so they're okay. These chaps, 0, no. And those chaps, -1, no. The Austrians will fire again. Well, they can't, so they will fire at them. They get a 6, they're going to disrupt them, no. The artillery can fire, they're not at close range, so they're 0. Perfect. These can fire at them, they'll be net 0 because they're disrupted. No effect. And the artillery firing here will be +1. No effect. No melees to resolve. No movement for the Austrians. No rallying required. Although I think I'll rally these because they've got no targets now. Need a 5. Don't get it. The French shoot. Again, they can't do anything useful. They can only pin, so they'll not fire. So they won't fire. They've rallied. They will not fire. And they will not fire. No melees to resolve. End of turn. It's turn 5. It's 4 PM in the afternoon. The French brigade is coming across the other bridge. So they can crash straight into that front Austrian unit. So the artillery can go 3. I'll probably push them there. They can give supporting fire in a minute. And the remainder of the column will trot on behind. Brigade commander will be up behind the front battalion. Right, they will charge straight across, attack the artillery. Brigade commander will go with them, as before. They will move behind. In fact, they will do that, and it will be an attack column. Rally these units, they need 5 each. Yes. And this group here, no. Right, so defensive fire here. It's first fire from the Austrians, it's +1. This is just before the melee contact. There's no effect. So melee ensues. Firing here, canister, close range, +1. 5. They are pinned, so they don't make contact. And this artillery will shoot at these on 0, 5, and they're pinned. So again, the attack is stalling going across that bridge as they try and face the canister of the battery there. However, we do have a melee here. It is +1 for the French because they've got the brigade commander with them, and these are -1 anyway because of the quality of troops. So it's +1, -1. And it's 2, 2. It's a draw. Roll again. 7, 3. That's 4 difference. And they are destroyed immediately. And they will follow up directly into the next battalion there. Swarming across that bridge, the French battalion crashes into the Austrians again. Follow-up battle. They're both on -1. The Austrians because of quality, and the French because it's their second combat. But they're +1, so they're 0, -1. So it's 4-1, that's +3. Loser destroyed. Again. And they can follow up again, smashing through these Austrian battalions like a hot knife through butter. Right, it is 0, -1. Which is 2, 3. So it's 1 to the Austrians. Loser routes. Okay, so the French have had enough there. Are they destroyed? 1 to 2 they are. No, so they rout. So they go back 4. So they push back, finally, over the bridge there. They are disrupted. Wow, what a fantastic, nasty fight there. Right, so the Austrians will move. They'll move them there and them there. And the brigade commander will move up. The cavalry also move a bit closer. Ready to counterattack any breakthrough. Not end of turn. I forgot the Austrian reinforcement. So this column will come straight up the road here. Is it too little too late? It's 5 PM. The shadows are lengthening. Now, I didn't put a marker down earlier, but they're pinned because of that fire, so they can't move and they can't rally just yet. So they can't move through them, so they're rather stuck. And actually it's the same for this group here. They can't move at the moment. Can they move backwards? No, I don't think they can. They've got enough room. They're stuck on the bridge. All right, bit of a mess. What I will do though is move the artillery up. Do some rallying now. So they will get a +1 because the brigade commander is with them. They need a 4. And they get it. Still on the bridge. They'll need a 5. They don't get it, and they'll need a 6. Well, I'll tell you what. No, divisional commander will move across there. So they'll need a 5. Ooh, nearly got it. And over here, this brigade commander is still with this front battalion, so they'll need a 5. And they get it. Fantastic. That opens up the route again. However, before we do that, it's the Austrian shooting. These chaps can shoot here. And the front battalion, it's not quite in the flank. They can fire at them. It's net 0. Nope. The artillery will fire at them. 0. No. And these artillery will fire at them. Close range, +1. No. Very poor shooting. And on this side, both are just within long range. So they're a -1. I'll roll them together. No, hopeless. And of course they're now pinned. No melees to resolve. Austrian turn for movement. Well, they can't move because they're now pinned. They will continue marching up the road. It's the quickest way for them to get somewhere. They will rally, need a 5. No. Rally the artillery. Yes, they do. That just gives me a bit of flexibility. And same with these. No. Right. No melees to resolve. Well, it's the French turn to fire now, and the artillery are going to give support to the attacking infantry on the bridge and engage the Austrians over the river. So it's first fire, +1. Ooh, 7. And that is target routes. Let's check to see if they're destroyed on a 1 or 2. Well, I thought they were then. Right, so they go back 3. They're disrupted. And there's the artillery firing. Good effort there. And that is the end of turn. 6 PM. It's the French move. It's attack column. In they go. Brigade commander is attached to the front rank. Attack column here as well. Sprayed into the Austrians there. And again, brigade commander will go with the front battalion. Unstoppable. That's it for movement. Rallying, they need a 5. They don't get it. And they need a also a 5 because the divisional commander's there, but they're disrupted. No. Right, shooting. The artillery canister as this attack column comes over the bridge. They'll open fire again. +1. And that is not good enough. They're flapping. They will fire into the flank this time. So they get +1. There is no effect. Ooh dear. The artillery will fire here. 0. 4. Again, no effect. And the unit here will fire as the French come in. 0. Ooh, dreadful. They're flapping. Right, it's melee time then. Here's the French, here's the artillery. Surely this is only going to go one way. +2, attack column with brigade commander. -3. +2, -3. Well, unsurprisingly, they are destroyed massively. It's an automatic follow-up, so they have to go into the village. And over here, it's attack column and brigade commander +2. and 0 for these guys. -1 for their quality, but +1 because of Brigadier. +2, 0. 4, 1. Loser destroyed. Now, is the brigade commander gone as well? 1 and 2 he is. Oh, yes. And it's optional follow-up. Well, I think they will. They will go 3 because they're not on the road now. Piling over. I'm just going to say it's the front 2. I can't stack everybody up there. I don't think that'd be a bit unfair. So attack column drives forward. Movement for the Austrians. Well, now these chaps can go 4, so I think we might have a bit of battle in the village. Yeah, they're in. The artillery going to turn around and blast that lot. I think I'll just move them out of the way. And do I get the cavalry involved at the moment? I think I'll leave them there. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to back them away actually. I'll wait their turn and wait for disruption. French shooting. There is no shooting. And melee resolution. Well, we only have one melee, and it's the massed ranks fighting in Gunzburg itself. Right, I'm not going to give attack column to the French. That'd be unfair. You can't get attack column in a village, I don't think. So, I think it's going to be pretty much straightforward. +1 for both sides. Which is going to be 7-5. +2 to the Austrians. Loser routes. So away they go again. Take the other unit with them. Well, first of all, are they destroyed? 1 and 2 they are. No. So they go back there and they're disrupted. Right, so as I understand it, because they won, they face the direction of the routed unit, then they can then move to follow up. So I think they go there. And we have contact again. Not quite sure that's right with the second unit there. Anyway, that's the way I'll play it. 0, -1. Evens, roll again. 0, -1. 0 is 3, -1 is 5, so that's 2 to the French this time. Loser routes. He'll go back there. Is he destroyed? No. Alright, it's a vicious hand-to-hand fighting there in the village, backwards and forwards, and both sides are disrupted. I think that is the end of turn. So at the moment, the French are doing well. They've punched through the brigade defending the bridge on the western side of the village and driving towards the Gunzburg itself, but being pushed back by the Austrians there, that relief column. Meanwhile, on the French left flank, they've smashed the Austrians there, but they're about to get hit in the side by artillery and maybe charged by the cavalry. So it's not necessarily all going their way. Although they've caused significant Austrian casualties at the moment. Right, French move. Well, they've got to rally, so they can't move. So none of them can move at the moment. I'll get the divisional commander up. You're going to be with the front battalion with the brigade commander. These ones will come straight across the road and the bridge. Drive down there. I think I'll leave that open for the artillery to fire at the Austrian battery, and these here, I think I'm just going to move the French there, defending against the cavalry. Right, Austrian shooting, they will fire at them as in the flank. I actually don't think they can fire sideways. Oh, there they can, it's -2. Shooting out of flank or rear, yes, it's -2, but they're hitting the target, the flank, so it's -1. 6 is 5, they're pinned, well they're already disrupted, so that's no effect. However, this artillery is going to fire into the flank of them. +1. 5. Well, they'll be pinned. Melees to resolve, none. Austrian move. Well, the cavalry need a disrupted unit, not a pinned unit, so they're no good. I think the only movement here really is the battalions by the village, so they can move in there. They don't do attack columns. That is not their brigadier, he's over there. This brigadier will jump and go here. And I think old Dasbray actually, I think he's going to hop over to... He's going to hop over to this battalion here and help them out. Right, rallying. Rallying for these is 6. No. Rallying for this would be 5. No. 5. Yes, finally. 5 for these. No. And 5 for these. No. Melees to resolve. Yes, here. Austrians smashing into the French column there, trying to get an advantage. Right, these chaps are +1, +2 because they're disrupted, so they're +3. And they'll just be +1 because of the brigade commander, but divisional commander's there as well, so +2. So it's +3, +2. Which is 9-4. That is a kill by some margin. Automatic follow-up there. Just going to dice for the commanders. 1 to 2, they are killed. No. So they're just going to hop back to the next battalion. 0, 2. That's a draw. 5, 8 by 3, destroyed. Optional follow-up. Let's just check the leader. Not killed, so he'll jump back here. Optional follow-up. Well, they will, absolutely. I'll go straight ahead here and smash into them. This time, only the brigade commander will go forward. Right, so it's -1, +1, so it's 0, and 1. 4, 2. Loser routes. Are they killed though? Yes, they are killed. Is the brigade commander killed? He is. Oh dear, oh dear. And a follow-up. There we go. Brutal. End of turn. Well, I think to be fair to the French, that is a victory for them. They've crossed both bridges. They've smashed the Austrian brigade on the Austrian left and driven into the village and broken up most of the reinforcements that were coming. 2 brigade commanders have been killed, 5 battalions either routed or run off the field, and a battery is gone. And on the easternmost bridge, the French are pouring across here now, ready to mop up what little resistance there is left. And to be honest, the light cavalry there and this disrupted battalion with Dasbray ain't going to do much good. So I think I'm going to call it there. That is a French victory, and they have secured the bridgehead.